Hi everybody. Good morning, teachers. Hope you are doing well. Happy Sunday. Thank you very much for joining the session. Even it's on a Sunday. Thank you so much. And I'm Shanti Swarup. I'm your facilitator today. I'm a counseling psychologist and a teacher trainer and a positive discipline coach. So welcome you all. Is it less volume? Okay. Now Chandar Mohini. Yeah. Now is it okay? Or do I need to increase more? Hello? Yeah, this is fine. Okay, great. Just a second, I'm reducing the volume here. Yeah, so yes, it's audible now, it's visible, so everything is clear. So let's jump in and start the session. So before that, let me get a feel of the group here. Those of you have joined, just, type from where you are, from which city, and what are you actually? What's your designation? Are you a primary teacher, pre-primary, or like higher secondary teacher, or school coordinator? What is it? So that I can understand the group. So just go ahead, type. Where are you from? And then from Noida, it says, yeah, Shweta says from Noida, and she's from PRT. PRT is it primary? Okay, yeah. And Asha from Delhi, from TGT, Hania from TGT English, Native of Delhi, Kavita, Kanpur PGT teacher, and Aishwarya TGT Gurgaon. Okay, Suhana from West Bengal, school teacher. Welcome you all. Welcome everybody. Jalandhar, senior PGT Commerce. Welcome. And then Bharti Dombivali, welcome Bharti ji. Shobha from Bangalore, pre-primary. Preeta Gulbarga, okay, supervisor, head. And Suhana, good morning, welcome you all. Welcome to this session. Great. And good morning. And Neelam, thanks for joining. Yeah, let me share my screen, and then let's jump into this session. Okay, now let me see if I can see my screen here. Just a second. Sorry, just give me a minute, 1 minute. Yeah, I think you can see my screen, and yes, you have joined for this session, positive discipline in the classroom. I am a teacher. Basically, I started my career as a teacher, and I worked in different capacities in different schools in and around Telangana actually. And I'm connected to Pondicherry as well. I'm very much fascinated with their education system. Then long back, 2007, I went to UK, and for a year I worked as an assistant teacher in UK in a school called Deedmore School in Coventry. I came back, I'm just then, this is the area where I saw that there is a huge gap actually, where schools are working on teacher training programs, and they're training teachers on lesson plans and transacting the lessons and all the other stuff. But this is one area kind of discipline where no proper systematic scientific training is done actually. And schools say that now we have banned corporal punishment, we should not punish students. That's absolutely fine. But what can a teacher do? I mean, like, what is the alternative? Alternative to punishment that is not given to teacher. And this is the gap that I have seen in the schools. And whenever I visit schools, I see these funny things when school management asks teachers not to punish, and they simply act as a traffic constable. They divert the traffic to the principal's room or to the counsel's room. Okay, this is happening, okay, just go there. So but teacher doesn't have a proper skill. Teachers are not equipped to actually discipline students without I'm blaming and shaming. And this is where I started working. In 2016, I started this workshop. We did workshops across India in different schools. Yes, this is I'm into psychology, and then in a moment I'll tell you, like, whatever we are learning right now, it's based on a particular branch of psychology. I'll come to that. But we have moved across India. We did training programs. That was long back. That was before COVID. Bishop School, Pune, and this is Chitkara, Chandigarh, and this is Chirek, Hyderabad, and this is Coimbatore. And we did a lot of trainings. And then when individual teachers really wanted a training program, then we started this online training for individual teachers as well. So this is what it is. This is a small introduction. So let us jump in. And whatever ideas I'm going to share with you to discipline students, this I would like to call them as tools, because you can just pick it up from here and then go and use it. These ideas, these tools, they not only work in your classroom, but they also work at home. You can experiment with your kids, use it with your own children. So now when you have joined, when you're listening to me, okay, right, you wear two hats, be like a teacher and be like a parent also. So you can take it and then you can try to connect to the issues that are happening at home, try to connect these things to the issues happening in the classroom or at school. Okay, so that's it, and let us start. So what are we learning today? Let me give a quick overview. What are the main topics that we're going to discuss today? First, we will be starting with this question, like, why children won't listen? Why children won't listen? And let us see, we all have our own views, but let us see what the Adlerian psychology, okay, the Adlerian psychology has to offer. All the tools are based on the concepts, concept of Adlerian psychology. This is called as Adlerian psychology because the concepts are given by a person called Alfred Adler, a great psychologist called Alfred Adler, and further developed by Rudolf Dreikurs. So those are the basic concepts. And whatever I'm going to share with you are kind of, these ideas, these tools are deduced from the principles given by them. That's why I'm upfront telling you everything, entire workshop is based on Adlerian psychology. Okay, so let us see what Adlerian psychology has to, how it would answer this question, like why children won't listen. Then how our regular disciplinary methods actually intensify challenges rather than solving them. Let us do a live activity and demo kind of thing, and then let's understand this. And the third one is the mistakes 99% of the teachers and parents do while correcting a child. Broadly, these are the three areas. But when I go into these concepts, I'll be giving you tools and ideas which will help you to solve your problems. Okay, right? Are you ready? Ready? Like, show me some thumbs up or yes or something like that, so that I know that you're ready, and then kind of excited. Thank you, Amrita Varshini. Thank you for that. Asha, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And those who are commenting, let me see. Yes, ready. People say ready. Thank you so much, because you all know, teachers, how difficult it is to teach online. There are, I could see the black boxes there. So when that's why I keep asking questions, and when you respond, I feel very happy. There is a reassurance for me that, okay, fine, there is a human being behind those black box. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, let us jump in. So I need not tell you, teachers, grab notes. Okay, take a book and paper. We will work out a little bit thing. We will work out. We'll do an activity. And also, like, when something connects, you can take it and write it down so that you can practice that. So take notes. And really, if you really want to get something out of this workshop, stay till end. This is a 90-minute workshop. So you'll get valuable inputs out of it. And if you decide, this is the first day, and if you decide to actually journey with me, continue the course, you can continue the course. And today evening, we have a second session. And on 2nd September, next Saturday and Sunday, and we continue that. So you can join into the course and continue this journey with me, journey of positive discipline. Continue this journey of becoming that, loving, wonderful teacher and a parent. Okay, that's what it is. And the third most important thing is you need to really experiment these things, because we are dealing with human beings. And if you can understand these things, you can know how to do that, how to connect to that particular issue only when you experiment with that. I will give clarity on this more in the session, but on the outside, I'm telling you, stay till the end, take notes, and be ready to experiment. Okay, let me put aside this concept of positive discipline for a while, and let me ask you a very general question. What is it that you want in life actually? In general, aapko zindagi mein kya chahiye? What is it that you want in life? Yes, the chat is open. Yes, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's yeah, peace, peace and peace and peace and peace. Lot of peace here. Everyone wants peace and happiness. I want to be a good teacher, face no complaints from school side, and want to grow in every aspect in life. Okay, great. That's what Shweta says. Peaceful working environment, successful teacher, grow, peace and happiness. Yeah, we all want peace, isn't it? That's what we are after. Most of us, we want peace and happiness. Let me share you one a survey which really got my attention, and it made me to think a lot. A survey which was conducted by Harvard University. Somebody, wherein during the First World War time, early 19th century, 1914 or 15, 1918, in that period, a person from Harvard University, the director, he wanted to answer this question. Everybody wants happiness. Human beings, everybody, the people on the globe, they want happiness, they want success. But he really wanted to answer this question. People want to be happy. Yeah, what is it that really helps people to live a happy and contented life? This is the question that he wanted to answer. And he did not want to speculate. He actually wanted to experiment, see, observe lives of people, and then find out. Then he started this experiment way back, and this continued for more than 70 years, probably the longest study done in human history. What did he do? He picked up some 400 odd young adults, boys and girls, 14 15 years, 11 14 15 years, boys and girls, and he wanted to study their life. So year after year, team used to go to them and ask a series of questions. And how are you living? What's your life going on? What is your job? How much your salary? Any health issues? Like that. They took their entire data and they did it for their entire life. 70 years they did that actually. And at the end of the 70 years, they got huge data. From that data, they separated people, those who actually reported that, yes, I have lived a happy and contented life. They separated those people and started probing into their life. What is it that really helped them to live an happy and contented life? And surprisingly, they found out that it's not money actually. It's not how much they earn. Some of them earned a lot of money. Some of them did not earn much money, but still they said that, yes, I lived a happy life. And it's not even health actually. Some of them, they enjoyed good health, and some of them, they had serious health issues, but still they reported that, yes, I have lived a happy and contented life. Some of them, it is not even respect and name and fame also. Some of one or two, they had a very good name. They went on to become some public figures. But most of them, they lived an obscure life that known to only a small group of people. But still, at the end of 70 years, they said that, yes, I have lived a happy and contented life. And when they probed into this data, they found out that all of these people who reported that they lived a happy life, all of them had one thing in common. They had one thing in common, and Harvard study concluded that maybe if human beings have this one thing, okay, then they could live a happy and content life. So ladies and gentlemen, any guesses? Any guesses? What could be that one thing which would, he in the sense the Harvard study, Harvard, yeah, Hania, this is a Harvard study, okay? Any guesses? What could be that one thing which would really help people to actually live at the end of the life? At the end of the life, they could say that, yes, I have lived a happy and content life. Curiosity, good relations, habits, good human connections, satisfaction. Okay. Yes. Keep the chat rolling. Keep the chat rolling. Keep the chat rolling. That's how we can learn. Adding value, and yes, all those things count. But what Harvard study found out of that 75 years is that all of them, they enjoyed quality relationships in their life. Actually, something happened, there is somebody, some shoulder where they can actually go and rely upon. All of them, they actually enjoyed quality relationships in their life. If you allow me to extrapolate that, and I would say that the contentment that we enjoy in life is actually connected. It's directly proportional to the quality of relationship that we hold. The happiness and contentment that you enjoy in your school is directly proportional to the quality of relationship that you hold with your management, colleagues, and students. The contentment and happiness that you enjoy in your home is directly proportional to the quality of relationship that you hold with your children, spouse, and other family members. How many of you agree with this? How many of you agree with this? How many of you agree with this? Our happiness is directly related to the quality of relationships that we hold. If you type agree, A, or type A or yes in the chat box. Yes, thank you for those who are typing in the chat box. Yes, and how many of you agree if I say that, if you could establish that very good relationship with people, then discipline is kind of automatic. Disciplining them is easy. Discipline is again in turn connected to the relationship. How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree with that? Discipline is again in turn connected to the relationship. The relationship that you hold with the person actually determines how you can actually influence that person, how you can discipline that person. So relationships are the core actually. It's people, when they are working on solving their issues with children, resolving the conflicts with people, they all come up with, they want, how can I do that? What do I talk? How do I deal with that? What should I say? These things, they focus the mind on that, but the basis is relationship, and that is what we are gonna see today. The tools, the ideas that I'm about to share with you will actually strengthen your relationships. In turn, it will actually help you to solve the disciplinary issues with your students in the classroom, with your children at home, you can also use this with your spouse, with your colleagues, and everybody. These tools are useful with everybody. You can try it with all relationships, but here in this workshop, let us stick it to the students in the classroom. But this, you can try it with everybody. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you excited to strengthen, to learn powerful tools based on psychology to strengthen your relationships, and in turn, work on the discipline? Are you ready? Are you ready for that? So this is what we are gonna do it now. Let us get into the roots and strengthen the roots. Yes, thank you so much, and let us jump in. As I already told you, the ideas that I'm going to share with you, I would like to call these things as tools, but there is two problems with these tools. One is, when you have all the tools in place, you get the complete picture. Okay, you get the complete picture. That's why, it's not one tool. It's not one way of solving the problem. There are so many tools where you can pick up these tools and start working and build up the relationship and solve the issue. So those who journey with me, those who continue, those who make a decision to continue and learn these tools will get more than 30 tools. More than 30 tools at the end of the course. and you can take it and you can work on solving your issues in the classroom. But even today, you're gonna get very, very powerful tools to solve your issues. So this is one thing. Second thing we need to keep in mind is we are dealing with human beings. Actually, we are dealing with human beings, and there is no one size fits all. Actually, there is no one size fits all. It's like you need to experiment this and then see. For example, I'll give a tool now. I'll give an idea that, okay, you do this, you go ahead, and when you have an issue, you go and do this. When I give that idea, it's like when you go and you try that idea, try that tool with a child. If it has worked with a child, doesn't mean that it will work with everybody. If it has worked with a child, doesn't mean that it will work with the same child all the time. That's a complexity. That's why people don't want to try it actually. But this is where, if we can stick, okay, and if you start experimenting and seeing, okay, fine, this I did, this is the response I got, fine, let me take another tool, let me take another tool. If you keep experimenting, that's when you will strengthen your relationship. That's when you can solve the disciplinary issues easily and forever. Yes, certification, yes, we'll give certificate from our end once you finish the complete course, right? Okay, then let us start. Let us start with our challenges. Okay, now pick up a paper and make two columns. If you really want to get something out of this workshop, then you need to do this actually. Okay, this is very important. Make two columns, and to your left, write challenges. Give a heading challenges, and think of all the challenges that you're facing with your students in the classroom and write down that. All the challenges. When I'm saying challenges, I'm talking about the disciplinary issues and behavioral issues. What are the major behavior and disciplinary issues that you're facing with your students? Think, write down in the left column. Once you're done, you then put the hat of a parent. You can also write as a parent. Think of the challenges that you're facing as a parent. Write down the challenges that you're facing with your own children at home. Let us make a list, and then from there, let's pick it up. Once you're done writing, you can also type it in the chat. Make two columns. To your left, give the heading challenges. Write down all the disciplinary issues that you're facing with your students in the classroom as a teacher. Then write down the challenges that you're facing as a parent. Once you're done, type it in the chat box. Sorry, kids are not listening. That's what Amrita Varshini says. Though it is good for them, they're not sitting and listening. Not obey the teacher's instructions. That's what Saraswati says. Great. And keep it rolling. Attitude, talkative, no attention. Chandar Mohini says attitudes and okay. Mahua Acharya says talkative, have no attention. Yeah. Aggression. Kavita says aggression. Answer back, argue, stubborn. Sohana says stubborn. Okay. Krishna says in our school they bifurcate students on percentage. So class B students were below 30%. So how much ever we explain, all of the same kind, no peer learning. So how to proceed? Okay. So that means like, how much ever you explain, what is not happening actually. learning is not happening, they're not listening. Specifically, just write down they're not, what you're not able to achieve. Kids are not listening, kindergarten teacher, kids are not sitting in circle time. Okay, arrogance, irresponsible. Preeta says arrogance, ADHD. Okay, that's an other issue. Not able to comprehend the topic. Okay, children are not able to comprehend the topic. Okay, talkative, not focused, lot of gadgets, technology, don't respect them, difficult to motivate, procrastination, lot of laziness. They want to move on, go out of the classroom all the time, arguing, hyperactive, not listening. If given much work, then crying. Okay, attitude, thinks teacher is a fool. Okay, yeah. They listen, but they don't comprehend. Okay, stubborn, looking outside the classroom all the time, not attentive in class, distraction. Okay, great. Lot many problems, easily distracted. Yes, thank you so much. So blaming always, lack of energy, hyperactive, distractive. Thank you so much. Let us start. Let us stop. I'm kind of feeling very depressive, looking at all the problems. But yes, we are facing these problems. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Fighting and beating. Yes, got it. Let us jump into the right side column. Okay, right. For a moment, let's forget that we are having those problems. Let us jump into the right side column. Imagine that we jumped into we got access to a time machine. We have a time machine, and we went into future in the time machine, and met 10-15 years into the future, where your students have grown up. Actually, your students have actually grown up, and they become adults. And your children also, maybe your children or your students, they have grown up and they have become adults. So when you see that adult there, what kind of qualities you want to see in them, the characteristics that you want to see in them. Number one, okay, what kind of skills you want them to acquire, what kind of values you want them to imbibe. Think on these 3 lines. When my own children, my students, they grow up, what values I should see in them, what qualities I should see in them, what skills I want them to acquire. Think on these 3 lines and write down your answers in the right side column. Quickly write down your answers in the right side column. Okay, Neetu Singh from YouTube, I could see that less attention span and then get distracted. Okay, great. See, what qualities, values, skills you want your own children and your students to actually acquire. Respect for elders and all, concentration, ambitious, that's what Shweta says. Okay, attentive. Think on this, and skills, qualities and values, understanding others' feelings. Okay, understanding others' feelings, that's a quality. Great. Confident, yes. Happy and joyful, calm and peaceful, value skills over material things, good decision makers, that's a skill. Okay, peace bringers. Okay, skill is various competencies being employed. So be specific, Chandar Mohini, what various competencies. So values, gratitude is a value. Connection with others, creativity, problem solving, great. Confidence, respect others' choices, reading, good writing skills, positive thinking, decision making. Okay, moral values, good human being, 21st century skills. If you can be specific, that would be nice. Good citizen, be specific. Life skills, yeah, what life skills are you talking about, Asha? And confidence to face the problem. So confidence and problem solving skills. Okay, accept differences. Okay, great. Moral values, what are the moral values? Respecting, great. Create, presence, learn to empathize, empathy. This is what is missing in today's children. That's what Sohana says. Empathy, patience, leadership qualities. Great. Thank you very much. This is what we want to see in our kids. And I have summed up these things and put it up here on the chat. Usually I start my workshop with this question: what are the challenges that you're facing, and what is it that you want to see in your children when they grow up? And generally these are the answers that I get. So I summed up here and I've put it on the screen. If you can see these things on the screen, can you relate to that? Is it resonating to whatever you have written? Is it mostly resonating to whatever you have written in your book? Won't listen, backtalk, foul language, interrupting, yes, stealing, cheating, typing, temper tantrums, and media addiction, social media, and your right, discipline, self confidence and responsibility, okay, and honesty. So let us go with this, and let us start here. But if I don't think I am wrong if I say that most of the challenges that you have mentioned somewhere or the other, they are connected to this one basic thing, that children don't listen to us. Whether you take that whether you tell that they are not studying, they are not sitting there to study, they are not eating, and then they're not listening to you, they're not doing homework, they're addicted to media. Basically what we are saying is they are not listening to us, they are not obeying us. That is what we are basically saying. Most of the problems we can connect to this. Yes or no? Yes. What we are telling is children, they don't listen to us, they don't obey. That is what we are basically saying, right? Am I right? Yeah. So let us pick up this one question, like why children won't listen, and let us dive deeper and then try to understand the perspective of Adlerian psychology. So let us take this one challenge: children won't listen, and then from there, and let us see, and let us try to understand how. There was one beautiful experiment they did actually, and the way the brain responds, why a brain actually don't listen, and why a brain will be ready to actually oblige and then reason. A wonderful experimentation was done. Let me repeat that quickly, and then let me go ahead with that. So imagine, let us do, it's imagine that we are doing a role play here, and I'm a teacher and you're all students. It would be good if I do with one person, but fine, let us go ahead. Let us do this activity. So I'll be making few statements to you, okay? As a student, as a child, mentally note, okay, what is happening inside your brain. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what is your decision, whether you want to comply, whether you want to obey or not. Thinking, feeling, and deciding. Three things, three factors. Make a note of it mentally and then type it in the chat box. Ready? Yeah, ready? So let's do a role play. As a teacher, I'm making these statements to you, and you are a student, you're listening to that. Thinking, feeling, and deciding. These three things you have to mentally make a note and type it in the chat box. Let's move ahead. Okay, jump in. Why children won't listen? Okay, it's time to clean up the room. Activity time is over. It's not okay to hit your friend. Say sorry. No complaining. Stop fighting, or else I have to take you to the principal's room. If you don't get your work done, then you will stay back during the games period and get it done. No talking with your friends when the class is going on. Stop crying. What are you thinking, feeling, and deciding whether you want to really listen to me or not? Not interested in the class, whether you want to listen to me or not. Why my sir is not listening to me? Yeah, Shwetaji, when as a student, you imagine that you are a student and then I'm making these statements. What is happening inside your brain? That's all. Feeling upset. What are you feeling? Like general feeling, are you good or bad? Good or bad? General feeling. You're not able to understand the activity at all. Okay. confusing. Okay. Activity is confusing. Fine. We will do it again with one more set of statements, and I'll try to explain. You have no interest to do that. You are unhappy. Children like to take with other friends. Okay. Lots of confusion. You're feeling bad. Is it okay to talk or not? Okay, fine. So let me ask you. Let me ask you one more question. When I was making these statements to you, stop complaining, stop crying. Activity time is over. Put those things back. And when I'm saying as a teacher that if you don't get your work done, you have to stay back after games period and get it done. When I'm talking to you as a teacher, look at the right side column, and then think whether any of these skills or qualities are being developed in you. Self-discipline, responsibility, communication skill, problem solving, any of these skills or qualities are being developed in you. Honesty, yes or no? Just general answer, yes or no? When I'm talking to you as a teacher and making these statements to you, and as a student, no. Okay. Some of one say discipline. Okay. No. Okay. Fine. Okay. Not at all. Okay. Then let us come back to the challenges side. When I was talking to you like that, when I was making these statements, were you motivated to engage in any of these challenges? You wanted to do something like, back talk. I don't want to listen, lying, okay, strong-willed. Are you motivated? You want to do any of these things? Are you motivated to engage in any of these challenges when I'm making those statements as a teacher? Yes? Yes? Motivated to engage in any of these challenges? Yes. Yeah, all of you. Just give your opinion, that's all. Just we are trying to yeah, yes. Okay, one say no, but most of you say yes. So for this set of statements, and you say that none of these qualities are being developed and you're motivated to engage in this challenge. Okay, fine. Let me change these set of statements again, and let us go through this process, and I'll ask you again, and let us think what's happening. Okay, mentally make a note. When I'm making these statements, you be in the shoes of you think as a child, be as a child. And then when I'm making these statements mentally, like think like, what am I thinking right now when these statements are made to me? How am I feeling? Okay, and what is the decision? Am I ready to accept, listen, or not? These are the three things. Mentally make a note, and let us do this again with another set of statements. Okay, right. Asha here. What do we do after the activity is done? How can we keep this room neat? How do we treat our friends? How can you share your concerns so that others would like to hear? How can you and your friend solve this problem? What do you need to do to get your work done without having to stay back in class during games period? When is the best time to discuss ideas and ask each other questions? How can you talk and say what happened so that I can understand what you want? So now, like, what's your feeling? Is it good or bad? What's your feeling? General feeling? What's your feeling? Feeling kya hai? You're feeling good or bad? Simple feeling, Kya mahsus ho raha hai? What are you feeling? How can you talk and say it's good? Okay. Mostly I feel happy. Okay, you're good right now. Okay. Anyone started thinking actually? When I'm asking this thing, anyone started thinking? If you started thinking, type T in the chat box. How can you and your friends can solve this problem? Started thinking. If thinking started in your brain, type T in the chat box. Okay. Thinking, of course, yes. Okay. How many of you decide to obey? Like, do whatever I say. If you decide to obey, type O in the chat box. How can you and your friends solve the problem? You decide to comply, you decide to listen. Okay. This time you decide to listen. Okay. Okay. Thinking started. Venu says thinking started. Okay. Right. So now let us come back to this list again. Let me ask you this question one more time. When I made these statements to you, look at the right side chart. Look at the right side chart, and how many of you, and you see that as a child, when I'm making these statements to you, do you think that any of these qualities, skills are being developed in you? Neetu Singh in YouTube says, do not want to listen as you are giving only instructions. Yes. So, right. Any of these? Yes. You're saying yes this time. Okay. Let me take your attention to the left side one. Now, when I made this statement to you for the second time, second set of statements, were you motivated to engage in any of these challenges? You felt like doing something, like won't talk, won't listen, back talk, lying. You felt like you wanted to do any of these things, any of these challenges when I was making the second set of statements? Second set of statements. No. Yes. Great. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for participating in this simple activity. This was a simple experiment which was done with many children, and they actually figure out how a child thinks and what happens in the brain. I'll tell you this is what actually happened, but something phenomenal happened here. For the first set of statements, you said that none of these qualities are being developed, and you, as a child, you want to engage in these challenges. For the second set of statements, you said, okay, few of the qualities are being developed in you, and you don't want to do any of those challenges. That's what you said. And this is something very, very much fantastic. Like if at the end of the day, as a teacher and as a parent, if we could develop these qualities and skills, if we can reduce these challenges, our work is done. Our work is done. And when this is happening here, let us dive deeper and understand why this happened. And let me ask you one more simple question. Okay, that's on the screen. You can see the first set of statements and second set of statements, whatever I've made. Now, let me ask you one more question. What is the difference between the first set and second set? What's the difference? What's the difference between the first set and second set? Yeah, the statements, all the statements are there on the screen. Hope so. It's not okay to hit your friends. Say sorry. How do we treat our friends? Right? No talking with our friends when the class is going on. When is the best time to discuss ideas or ask each other questions? Yeah, statements are there on the screen. Hope so. Yeah. So what's the difference? What's the difference between the first and the second set of statements? And second set is setting them free as decision makers. Okay, great. And keep the chat rolling. First is force, second is suggesting, second is to make the child think what is right and wrong. Okay. First set is developing critical thinking. One set is developing critical thinking. Great. Thank you very much. Keep the chat rolling. What's the difference between the first set and second set? But because the results it's kind of very much different. For the first set, you said, I don't want to listen. The second set, you said, I want to listen. What's the difference between the first set and second set? Thinking and stopping. Okay. Second is thinking. First is stopping. Great. Thank you. Ignite thought. Yes. Second is igniting thought. Giving the opportunity to the child. Second one is giving the opportunity to the child. That's what Shobha says. Know what to do or not to do. Okay. Great. Thank you very much. And Neetu Singh is also say good. Okay. Right. So the fundamental difference between the first set of statements and second set of statement is the first one are actually statements. It's like telling, telling. Second, those are all questions actually. Those are all questions. They ended with a question mark. Second, they're all asking. First is telling. Second is asking. That's a fundamental difference between these two sets. Yes. Can you see that? First is telling. Second is asking. So what is the big deal if it is telling and asking? What happens? Let me tell you that makes a huge difference in the brain of the child. When these questions were asked and when they were actually did this study with the children, they found out that the moment you tell, the immediate response that comes out of the brain is to resist. Brain starts resisting. The immediate response that comes is resist. And the moment you ask, brain starts thinking. That's what you all said. When I asked you how many of you started thinking, you said, yes, of course I started thinking. Brain starts thinking. That is the first thing that happens. When you tell, brain resists. When you start, brain starts thinking. And how many of you agree if I tell you that a thinking brain is more likely to cooperate than a resisting brain? How many of you agree with me? A thinking brain is more likely to cooperate than a resisting brain. How many of you agree with me? Type A or yes in the chat box if you really agree with that. Okay, thinking brain is more likely to cooperate than a resisting brain. As simple as that. So what we should do, from resistance, we should take the brain of the child to thinking. From thinking, we can take them to cooperation. That is what I have actually did in this activity with you people. How can you do that? The one powerful tool that I give to you is shift from telling to asking. When you shift from telling to asking, if you tell, you might get 2 out of 10 times. Your child might cooperate with you 2 out of 10 times. But when you ask, you can instantly you can raise the cooperation. 8 out of 10 times you can see the cooperation. Cooperation will spike up. And this is a research study I'm then sharing with you. That is how the brain works actually. Not only with your children, with everybody. The same thing with everybody, with even everyone you encounter in your life. But let me ask you one more question. I want you to revisit the situation where you are correcting a child. Revisit the situation at home with your kids, or even at home. You all said that children won't study and a lot of challenges. You said that. Revisit how you were correcting a child. When you were correcting that child, when you are correcting a child, were you telling more or asking more? You might be doing both. But were you telling more or asking more? I want you to think and give your answers in the chat box. Okay, telling more or asking more? Telling more or asking more? I want you to really think. Analyze yourself. When you are correcting a child, ज़्यादा क्या है? Telling more or asking more? This is important, my dear friends. Okay, I tell a lot to my son. We often tell more and ask less. Telling and telling. Tell more. Shobha says telling. Neha. Okay, says telling more and telling more and telling more. If you give your mobile phone to somebody, ask them to shoot when you communicate to a child, especially when at the moment of correction. Okay, when a child is not studying, and when a child is not coming to school, when a child is stealing, when a child is lying, when you are trying to answer that, when you are trying to resolve that issue, and when you ask anyone to shoot, your communication, your conversation with the child, and you revisit that and go through that video, unfortunately you would find that 99% of the times we tell. That's a regular natural habit. We tell. Parents and teachers, we tell more. Tell and tell and tell. When you tell, what happens? What happens with the brain? Immediate response that comes out of the brain is to resist. Children don't listen. And then we again wonder why my child is not listening to me. Why he is not listening to me? Why children don't listen? Why children don't listen? Anyone, can you give the answer? Why children don't listen? Why children don't listen? Anyone, can you give the answer? Why children don't listen? Yeah. Thank you, Chandat, Mohini. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amrita Varshini. Thank you, Kavita. Children don't listen because we tell more. If this one shift you can bring in your life, if this one shift you can bring in your communication, shifting from telling to asking, huge difference happens in your life. Okay, so if you, and we will in the entire course, we will dive deeper and then start working on these concepts. There are different types of asking. Okay, how can you ask? There are different ways of asking. You can ask all the questions that you can think of can be categorized into curiosity questions, motivational questions, and trap questions which we ask but which doesn't work. trap questions, and there are different other ways of asking. Those things we will dive deeper and understand and also practice with children. That's what happens if you really decide to continue in this course. But even I don't know whether you decide to continue or not, but I want you to take one decision now, because you have come here. I don't know why, but somehow you have come and you wanted to learn something here. I want you to make one decision. Give me this promise that now at least I'll try to reduce my telling and increase my asking. Can you commit to that, please? Can you commit to that, please? Reduce your telling and increase your asking. Can you commit to that? May I ask you that? May I ask you this one thing? Reduce your decrease this telling and increase your asking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating, but if you can make this one shift, 80% of your problems will come down. Why? Because by telling, we are going in contrary to how brain works. We are going in contrary to the thinking process. We are going in contrary to the child psychology. By asking, we are going with the flow. The moment you ask, brain starts thinking, and from there it is easy for us to take them into the next step of cooperation. That is what we can do that, and this is where we will work on. We will work in this course. Okay. So, but let me tell you one more important thing here. One more important thing. Why did I ask you to mentally note about thinking, feeling, and deciding? Why not something else? Why thinking, feeling, deciding? Why only these three things? Because all human beings, we think, we feel, we decide 24/7. ये चलता रहता है. Thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Don't ask me what do you do when we sleep, but this happens all the time. Right now, you are watching this workshop here, and you are thinking right now, and you are feeling something. You are feeling good or bad, and you are also deciding, oh, this will work in my class, oh, this will not work in my class. Decision also, it's happening. Thinking, feeling, deciding. So all human beings are thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Your students are thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Your children are thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Your spouse is thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Your colleagues, they are thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Your Sasuma is thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. We're all thinking, feeling, deciding 24/7. Okay, fine. Yes. So what? So see, we are so much focused on influencing somebody's decision, influencing a child's decision. You want the child to sit down and study. Okay. You want the child to take that decision. That's absolutely fine. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you there are two more steps, and we skip these two steps. What are those two steps? Influencing their thinking positively, influencing their feeling. When you influence their thinking, when you influence their feeling, the third thing will happen. They will take the right decision. That is what I have demonstrated to you in that activity. I have shifted from telling to asking. When I started asking, I have influenced your thinking. You started thinking. I have influenced your feeling. You felt that this time I'm feeling good, sir. Influence your feeling. Then you yourself said that I will listen to you. I will obey. You took that decision. Can you understand this? This is very important. This is very profound. I'm telling you, decision making is in their hands, sir. We can influence only the thinking and feeling. And once if you can do that, if you can figure out, if you can figure out how to positively influence their thinking, how to positively influence their feeling, children are bound to make the right decision. But we do not know how. That's why we jump directly into step number 3. We jump into step number 3, directly influencing their decision. You want them to sit down and open the book and start writing. Do that. We want to directly influence their decision making. What happens then? You are left with only 2 methods. You are bound to use only 2 methods to get that job done. What are those 2 methods? What are those tools? One is punishment, some form of punishment. Other is some form of reward. This is what we'll be playing around. Punishment and reward. most of the teachers, 99% of the teachers and parents in their entire life and career, they'll be playing with only these two tools, punishment and reward. Why? Because they want to influence their decision right now. And that's how they use these two tools, punishment and reward. Am I making sense? Am I making sense, or am I speaking nonsense? Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, type yes in the chat box. Am I making sense? Okay. My dear friends, psychology says that there are 3 steps. We are jumping into step number 3. When you jump into step number 3, you don't have much options. You have only 2 ways to do that. Okay. Punishment, give some punishment, raise your voice, some form of punishment, throw some chocolate and some star to them, carrot and stick, some form of punishment and reward. And then you get the decision. Okay, you can make the child to sit there right now, but is that discipline? Is that discipline? Do you really think that discipline has been established when you use this punishment reward and right now you make the child do something? I feel that discipline has to come from within. From within, if the child feels that, yes, this is the right thing to do, and let me do that. If that discipline comes, then at that moment, we can say that, yes, discipline has been established. But most of the teachers, what we do is, for that moment, we try to get that obedience. Yes, there's no wrong with that. But the problem is, we end up intensifying the challenges. At that moment, we get that response. At that moment, you can make the child to do something, but the challenges intensify. If you have any doubt, go back, just sit down and analyze, and then see whatever problems you are facing with your child right now. Were they intensifying or not, increasing day by day, month by month, year after year? The child is not cooperating with you, the child is angry. Is it intensifying or not? Check. The mischievous child in class 3 will become more mischievous in class 4 and more mischievous in class 5. Class 10, it's very difficult to handle. It's very there is a slight difference between, I'll take up questions, Samrataji. Questions, that's a very good question that you have asked. Please stay till the end. I'll take up your question. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay. So we end up intensifying the challenges. So the first tool I've given is shift from telling to asking. There are different ways of telling. Also. Okay, you can tell, but there are certain ways of telling that I'll discuss in the course, and I'll make it to practice if you decide to jump in. And there are different ways of asking. That also we'll see different ways of questions. And there are certain way of questions which doesn't work, which I would like to call them as trap questions. We'll go through that. We will dive deeper into that. But right now, how many of you think that what you got is something which is very important? Yes, this is something which is very important, and you really feel that this is something which is very important that I have communicated to you. Yes, means we have to be influencers first. Yes, ma'am. Yes, thinking, feeling, and deciding. All the human beings are thinking, feeling, deciding. When you tell, brain resists. When you ask, brain starts thinking. First, influence their thinking, influence their feeling. Then they will take the right decision. This is, I have proved to you with a demo with certain activity. Right. Okay. So let me. What time is it? It is 11. It is 11:30. So let me give you one more powerful tool. Actually, one more powerful tool, and then we will move forward. Yes, these are the different things that I'll be discussing in the course. What are the general disciplinary methods? Nituji, yes, I'm going through your comments. First set is more of improvement. Yes. What are the general disciplinary methods usually teachers use to discipline children? I've just now we have discussed, but let me ask this again in detail. Not in detail, if you can write down generally, what are the methods that you see? Not you, in general, I'm telling. In general, what are the methods teachers use to discipline children? Discipline in generally. Yelling. Questions I will take at the end. Sohanaji, I'll take questions at the end. Thank you. Thanks for asking. I'll lose track of your questions in the chat actually. So please ask the questions at the end once we are done. Okay, after 12 o'clock. Giving warning, create fear, taken to principal room, shouting, banging duster, making class interactive. Okay, great. Especially when you are disciplining, depriving their favorite thing, general methods that teachers use to discipline, guiding, okay, sometimes raising a voice, okay, right? The general methods, in general, the methods that teachers use is yell and shout. And that's an in general methods even parents use. Yelling and shouting is a very, very general method that teachers and parents use to discipline children. Playing the music and being creative, yes, but the question that I asked is, in general in the society, generally how teachers and parents also discipline children. And I don't think you will disagree with me if I say that generally we yell and shout. Yes, generally yelling and shouting is a general method where we try to discipline children. Let me do this role play again, and then let us see. Let me exaggerate. Let me think that you are a student. Okay, for example, okay, you came late to the class. It's kind of, I told you many times, millions of times not to come late to the class. Still, you came late to the class. And I really got pissed off because I already have much to cover and you are late. I started the lesson. Many things might be going on in my mind. And I really got angry and I yelled at you. Okay, I yelled at you. I yelled at you. And Shwetaji, questions at the end, I'll answer all the questions. Okay, this role play. Do I have your permission? Shall we do this role play? Can I yell at you for a minute? Yes. Anyone? Few of you. For the sake of the role play, please allow me. Okay, don't mind. Okay, chalo. So as a teacher, you are late a million times, and then I'm kind of yelling at you. No. How many times I told you, how many times I've told you to come on time, like, why don't you really understand? Actually, the class started, it's been 15 years. I already given all the notes, and now you come, and then what will you do? Again, you sit down beside somebody and you copy the notes. What nonsense is this? How many times I told you? And I don't want to tolerate this. Now go and be there at the principal's room. I'll come and talk to you, and let me call your parent now. I'm not gonna tolerate this behavior anymore. I told you millions of times, and still you come late to the class. What nonsense is it? Out the principal. Out. Go and stay there at the principal's room, and let me call your parent and talk to your parent. Then only you are permitted to my class tomorrow. Get out. Okay. Sorry. I'm exaggerated, but somehow if I'm really angry at that moment, if really get pissed off, okay, I might yell like that. These things happen. We in general yell and shout at children, especially to discipline them. Yes or no? ऐसा कुछ होता है, ऐसा कुछ है. Yes or no? One. Okay, right. So I don't think many of us really, we don't derive any pleasure in yelling and shouting at children. Actually, many of us, this is my experience, many of us, we might feel that after yelling and shouting at the child, even after going back to our home after 8:39 when you're cooking, you might remember about that child, and you might have felt bad that why did I yell at that child. Those incidents might be there in your life. Yes. So yes. Even we don't derive any pleasure. Teachers as parents, we don't derive any pleasure in yelling and shouting at a child. Actually, we actually feel very bad. Even at that moment, it might happen, but later we feel very bad. Every one of us, we feel very bad. Yes, that's true. We feel very bad later. But why do we yell? Actually, what is our objective? Why do we yell? What is our objective? What is our objective in yelling? Actually, what is our objective in yelling? What is it that we really want to accomplish? What is our objective? Yeah, we are out of control, but we are out of control, and we want to control the child. Actually, out of frustration, we do that. Discipline, yes, discipline. We need to correct. Something is not right there. Something is not right, and we need to correct that. Our actual objective is to correct the child. That's why, we might have told the child many times, and then suddenly, that yelling and shouting comes. We do this to correct the child. Yes or no, my dear friends? we do this to correct the child. But as children, all of you have taken this yelling, out of habit also, yes, but the final objective is to correct the child, to handle the situation, to correct the child. Okay, but you being as a student, you have taken my yelling, right? Let me ask you one simple question. When you are taking, when I'm yelling at you, and how many of you felt that, oh, this teacher is actually trying to correct me, this teacher is actually trying to help me, I cannot wait to bring all my problems to this very encouraging teacher, this is actually, he is kind of trying to help me and correct me. Any one of you as a child, did you feel that I'm actually trying to correct you, I'm actually trying to put you on the right path? Did you feel like that? Yes or no? No, not at all. Not at all. I want to correct you. My objective is to correct you. And none of you feel that, this teacher is actually trying to correct me. This teacher is actually trying to put me on the right path. This teacher is actually helping me. We want to correct, but that is not what actually happens there. Child doesn't feel that you are trying to correct them. You're trying to correct them. Correcting is absolutely needed. What does the Adlerian psychology says? This is a statement which is given by a psychologist called Jane Nelson. I really like this statement. And she says that, where did we get the crazy idea that in order to make children do better, we must make them feel worse? Where did हमारा दिमाग में कहां से घुसा है? Where did we get the crazy idea? In order to make children do better, we must make them feel worse. By making the child feeling worse, you cannot get good behavior from the child. Children do better when they feel better. Children do better when they feel better. How many of you accept with me? Children do better when they feel better. In fact, it's not children actually. Everybody, people do better when they feel better. Your students, they do better when they feel better. Your husband, he does better when he feels better. Your wife, she does better when she feels better, sir. Your colleagues, they do better when they feel better. Everybody, people, they do better when they feel better. But the problem is, on the contrary, we try to make people or children feel worse, but try to get good behavior out of them, try to expect good behavior out of them. This will not happen. This is a problem with that. And I want to again revisit, and the Adlerian psychology says that correction to required. Someone says that, disciplining is required. Yes, discipline is very much required. If you cannot discipline your children, they cannot achieve anything in their life. I'm telling you, discipline is required. Correcting a child is required. But my dear friends, probably maybe, we are missing this one concept. Adlerian psychology strongly says, my dear teachers, that they say the teachers, correction is required. Yes, but connect before you correct. Connect before you correct. That's what the Adlerian psychology talks about. Connect before you correct. How many of you think that this is something which is important? Connect before you correct. Correction is required, but before that, we need to connect to the child. Connect before you correct. Connect before you correct. And I want to ask you this one question. Please revisit a situation where you were correcting a child. Please revisit, in your home, a situation where today's morning, something might have happened. You tried to correct the child, and revisit a situation in your home or in the classroom, especially when you're correcting a child. How many of you feel that, yes, maybe this connection part is missing? How many of you feel that maybe this connection part is missing? If you feel that, yes, I'm missing this connecting part, type yum in the chat box. Type yum in the chat box. Yum. Yes, I'm trying to correct the child. That is there. Correction, I'm doing it. One part I'm doing it, but the first part I'm somehow missing, and I'm not able to figure out how to connect before connect. Connect before you correct. Connect before you correct. And this is what we are going to learn in the course actually. I will be giving, there's no one way of connecting. There are so many ways and we need to practice also. Every day I'll give you one activity and we need to practice. Connect before you correct. Correct before you correct. And how many of you, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Most of you are saying that, yes, things are missing. Connecting part is missing. How many of you feel that, yes, there is much more to learn, in the aspect of positive discipline, and especially establishing discipline in your classroom or even at your home? Okay, how many of you think that there is much more to learn actually? Much more to learn, to establish, to actually put this into practice. Establish that positive discipline in your classroom or in your home. Much more to learn. Yes, yeah. And how many of you are ready to actually pay and continue this course? Join the course and journey with me. Go hand in hand. Take my help. Take the help of these positive discipline tools and bring about that change in your homes, bring about that change in your cost. I'll tell you in a minute the cost of it. Yeah, bring about the change in your classroom, bring about change in your homes, become that favorite teacher and become that calm, okay, mother or father. How many of you are ready to take that decision? Okay, you feel, yes, you're ready. How many of you are ready to pay and continue this journey with me? Continue this journey with me. So thank you very much. Those are ready to pay. Let me tell you how we'll go ahead. Okay, what is it that I will actually offer? How I will help you to bring about this change? How we can put things into practice? Let me tell you this. Okay, and way forward today. This was an yesterday session. I have repeated this because there was a technical glitch. So we are jumping into the session today. Today evening we have a session, evening 6 to 7:30. So first you will learn 5 different ways to gain cooperation. How can you tell? How can you ask? There are 5 different ways to gain instant cooperation from children. That is what you will learn today evening in the evening course. And today evening you will learn 10 plus tools to connect before you correct. More than 10 tools where you can connect. These tools, I will be giving tools where you can use it with your kindergarten children and even with the high school children also. Okay, 10 tools to connect before you correct. That's a today's session, and it doesn't stop there. Actually, it doesn't stop there. And from Monday onwards, we will celebrate a connection week, because I know that you want to correct a child, but let me tell you very clearly, without connecting, without establishing that connection, again you will fall back into the same punishment and reward cycle. Okay, I want you to celebrate a connection week from 20th August to 2nd September. And here, without spending much time, you don't need to spend any time. I know that you are busy, early morning you get up and then you go to school. What I'll do is I'll send just one message, a very clear specific tool for you to practice in the school on that particular day. Just experiment it and then see. Okay, that's all. That is what you need to do every day. 6 days I will give you every day one tool, and you will see how the connection rises. Once the connection rises, you yourself, you will see that you can do that correction immediately with the child without blaming, shaming and paining, or without yelling and shouting as well. So this is what we'll do for the next week. And again, live we will meet next Saturday, 2nd September. And this is an important concept. Yes, I'll say that, okay, connection to karna hai, but all of you said that, we are kind of frustrated. We have, our emotions come into play actually. Our emotions come in between, they become an obstruction. And there is a need for us to work on our emotions, learn how to manage emotions. I'll give you specific tools to overcome your anger. I will give you specific tools to help child to overcome their anger. Okay, child's anger and our anger. Working on the anger is very much important if you have to work on your relationships. Without working on anger, you cannot work on relationships. Yes, yeah. So this is an independent course, and now I am also giving this as a part of this course. Anger management formula for teachers and for children. and you can use that. Then on 2nd September, you are going to learn 4 different approaches. Some of you, I mean, like one teacher, one was asking, we need to be strict with children to establish discipline. Yes, but there is a balance that you need to strike. We need to strike a balance. Do we need to be strict, be kind? When can we be strict? When can we be kind? If we have to balance, how can we balance? I will give you 5 specific tools, not 5, more than 5 specific tools to balance that strictness and kindness. This is absolutely important. This, if you can master this, I'm telling you, children will just like you, and you will come out of that vicious cycle of punishment and rewards. So 4 different approaches where you will learn to balance kindness and firmness, strictness and being kindness and that stuff. And this is a core of Adlerian psychology. Whether you understand or not, whether you agree with me or not, psychology says that behavior is not independent. When you behave something, with somebody, that behavior is not independent. That behavior is, sprouting. That behavior is emerging out of a belief, underlying belief. When a child is talking with back talk, he's talking back to you. When the child is rude, there is a belief. Child has a belief on you. And out of that belief, that behavior is sprouting actually. When a child is continuously interrupting, there is a belief inside his mind. When a child is, kind of violent, breaking things and angry, there is a belief inside his mind. Out of that belief, that misbehavior is coming out. When a child is lazy, there is a belief, I'm telling you. So in this session, we are going to dive deep into a child's mind. I will give you 9 steps to find out the belief behind any misbehavior that you can think of. You can find out the belief, why the child is behaving like that. And I'll give you tools to address this belief. Why? Ladies and teachers, go back again and think, think all the situations when you have tried to correct your children and your students. Think all the situations where try to correct. Whatever you have spoken, your words are directed to their behavior. Don't do like that. Don't do like this. This is right. That is wrong. Sit down. You have to do that. I know, how important it is. You want to change their behavior, but we do not know because belief is hidden. And that is what I'm going to discuss here. There's a step-by-step process. And you kind of, you feel like you have got a superpower there. The moment you see a misbehavior, you can correlate to this belief and you address the belief, misbehavior vanishes. That easy it is. So this is what we'll do on 3rd September. But once the course is done, is it done? No, not at all. You need to, it's very easy for you to fall back to the older methods. You need to get re-emphasized actually. That's why I give you the recordings of this course. I will give you access to the Positive Discipline app. We have an app. I will give access to this app. And in that, recordings are shared. Yesterday, one session was finished and this recording is already shared. After today's session, the recording will be shared. After the 4 live sessions are done, recordings will be there. You can go back and revisit. And I'll also give you the list of tools there. You just have this app on your phone. Whenever there is an issue, open your app and you will see a tool. You experiment the tool, try the tool. Your tool will be handy. That should be handy. That's why I'll give access to my app. So access the recordings for 1 year. This is a 1-year subscription I have included in this price. Okay, where you can also interact with us, privately chat with us. There's a button, just chat or send a voice message. We will get it and we will interact with you. That facility is there in the app. And if at all, if you decide to buy other courses, you will get the things on discounted price. And whenever we do an inner circle call, you can attend those things. We'll give a notification, you can attend for free. And yes, certificate is given because this is a 4 days live session, 1.5 hours each day. So we'll give you a 6 hour that you have attended 6 hours online training session. From our set. This is just from our set we are giving, but this will be useful. You can submit in your school as well. So 6 hours online training certificate. Program value is 5,000, but we have already given, we are giving it for a discounted price of 1,999. 1,999 is a discounted price that you can get this offer and you can journey with us hand in hand, learn these tools, practice these tools, and then bring about a change in your classroom and school and become that wonderful teacher and that loving mother or father. Okay, if you are interested, and maybe if Meera is there, I request Meera to yes, Meera has posted it in the group. Click that link, and you can go to the payment. 1,999. Once the payment charges and taxes are included, it will show 2,053 rupees more. So the entire amount that you have to pay is 2,053. Okay, right? So this is a cost. Recording of the sessions you'll get, but only after 31st August, no problem. And you can take the recordings also. You can take the recordings and go to the recordings and interact with us in the app. Yes, if you want to join, click the link and join. Use the offer coupon while making the payment. Yes, use the offer coupon while making the payment. And I will make this off because we are starting. I cannot hold this offer for a long. We are starting now in the evening. If you are in this webinar, and after the webinar, I'm gonna close this, and we will actually start interacting with the people, those who have paid and joined the session. We'll continue that. Yes, please WhatsApp the link of the payment. Yes, link will be Meera, please WhatsApp the link in the group as well, so that they can click that link and make the payment. If you have clicked the link and if you have made the payment, type done in the chat box. Type done in the chat box. I'll welcome you. Yes, do after the session ends. Okay. Henia, we are starting the session now in the evening. So offer ends now after this session. Because again we have to make a new group, and then we'll start interacting with the group, those who have paid. So immediately we are starting. So now you have to make the payment and take this offer now, and so that you can jump in. This is we have got 4.7 out of 10 on Trustpilot. What I have observed is, see, it's not, and let me tell you one more thing. Let me give you this. I live on this motto. I don't want your money if I don't give you results. Very, very straightforward to the point. We don't get paid if you don't get results. So even after the session after 3rd September, you feel that this course has not helped you, just message us to 630995529, our WhatsApp number. You already have that. Just message us. Without asking any question, we will give 100% money back guarantee. That's a promise from us, 100%. Okay, so even if you are skeptical, take that chance, because the entire risk is on our side. Go through the entire course, see, then you feel that this is not all helping, then just simply message us. You will get 100% money back guarantee. We will give you the money. Why am I doing this actually? Why my motto is, this is one thing. My mission is to bring light into many schools and many families. I want to help teachers and parents to discipline children without rupturing their relationships. Of course, people are disciplining, but there is a lot of rupture in the relationship, and I wanted to really help them to do that, to discipline without actually rupturing their relationships, help teachers and parents to create happy schools and happy families. That is what I'm up to. That is what I've been working since. It's almost 7 years now. I'm only doing this workshop, and there are thousands of teachers, those have benefited, and hundreds of parents and families, those have benefited. And we did a lot of offline sessions across India and different schools. And this is a continuous saga. So if you want to join us, yes, you are invited. If you don't want to join us, still I respect your opinion. For some reason you don't want to join us, absolutely fine. But be in touch with us. I'm telling you, these tools will really save your life at some point of time, because it saved my life many times. It saved many lives many times actually. So these tools that I'm sharing with you, understanding how a child thinks, shifting the way of your communication, shifting from telling to asking, to gain that cooperation, trying to connect before you correct this child, and the rest of all the 27 tools that I promise. These tools will save your life, will save your relationships, and save a lot of pain. At least be in touch with us. sometimes you'll be doing some sessions on Facebook. You can get these inclinations, and at some point of time you can join also. But those who have joined right now, those who have joined, could you please send your number? Yes, yes, sir. Aishwarya is not able to join to do the payment. I request Meera to just check with Aishwarya, please. Okay. Meera is working on the back end. Aishwarya, yes, Meera will get in touch with you. If you are not able to make the payment, just message us on 630-99-555-29. Okay, Sweta, please send the same message to 630-99-555-29 so that we can get in touch, so that we can hold that offer. And though we deactivate the link for you, we need to activate it again after one. So please give the message. Send a private message to that number 630-99-555-29. Okay. And then you can make the payment and then join today's session. Today we are starting, my dear friends, we are starting 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock we are starting, Amrita Varshini, 6 o'clock we are starting. So whatever your query, send a message to 630-99-555-29. 630-99-555-29. Send a message. And if you want to have some time, get some time, whatever it is, and you can connect with us. And you can chat with us. Yes, go ahead. If you're already done, someone has done, you can type done in the chat box. And those who want to do, but there is some glitch, messages, you can be in touch with them, make the payment and join today's session. But thank you very much for joining today's session, taking this time and joining. I'll wait for some time to answer your question. Some of you answered while the session was going on. Sorry, I couldn't go through that. If you have any specific questions, please ask. I will wait and I'll answer your questions, and then I will end the session. But if there are no questions, and that's all, I'm done with the session. And this is what I have to say. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, those who have made the decision to attend to the session. And if you have got some value, I really thank Alfred Adler, the Adlerian psychology, Jane Nelson, from those mentors where I've learned these life-changing concepts. These tools will really bring about huge difference in your lives, ladies and gentlemen. They'll bring about that magic. Yes, Amrita Varshini ji. See, connecting and correction. There are different ways of connecting, actually. Okay, different ways of connecting. You can see that in kindergarten, for kindergarten kids and for high school. When I'm say asking, shift from telling to asking, there are a certain way of asking for kindergarten kids and for high school children. That specifications we will go in detail in this session in the course. Okay, that differentiation we will do that can be done. But let me again close the loop. Let me finish where I have started. My dear friends, I'll tell you one thing, because I started with the relationships. If relationships are everything, actually, relationships are everything. And if you are trying to discipline your children and trying to discipline your students at the cost of your relationship, you are rupturing the relationship and trying to establish discipline. Let me tell you that you are kind of throwing diamonds and picking up stones, actually. Okay, relationship is primary, relationship is pivotal, relationship is essential. Once you work on that, this will happen automatically. And how can you work on that? Understand the child psychology, understand how a child thinks, and understand how a child feels, and get the tools ready. Only two things: communicate and communicate. And you learn these tools and do that. That will bring about magic in your lives. Remember, relationships are everything, and that will help us to live happy. So be happy, enjoy your day. If you have joint ADHD have lot of Amritarshanji, ADHD has got lot of angles to that. And if you are working with ADHD children, we have observed that these positive discipline tools will really help you, will bring it down to almost 50% actually. So ADHD children, you need to have a lot of patience, and you need to know how to communicate to them. And that is the major challenge with you. And once you understand to manage your emotions, once you understand manage the child's emotions, once you understand how to communicate to the child, even in ADHD, we have specifically worked with children. Even in ADHD, you can bring down those challenges to 50%. But as we are not specifically working on ADHD, we did not tell that this is for ADHD, but even for ADHD, the attention deficit people, these tools will work. These tools will work. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. It's 12 o'clock. Thank you those who have attended on YouTube. I really thank you. My gratitude to you. Okay. If there are no questions, then let's close the session. It's 12 o'clock. It's 1.5 hours. I've taken 1.5 hours your time. And anything that if you want to ask us any question or talk to us before joining the session, or you want to please message us, and I'll be very much happy if you can give your feedback, whatever you have felt today, just your feeling, whatever you felt, you understood, give your feedback in the group. I'll ask Meera to open the group. Okay, we'll open the group, give your feedback. That will really help us. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you one and all. Thank you for attending. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much. Bye bye.